Welcome to the National Indian Gaming Association's The New Normal webcast, the latest updates on the National Indian Gaming Association 2022 Trade Show and Expo. My name is Lisa Johnson. I'm the conference manager for the Indian Gaming Trade Show and Convention. I'd like to share a few housekeeping tips before we get started. Everyone is muted by default except for our speakers. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question or chat box and they will be brought up at the end. The session will also be recorded and available on our website. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Victor Rocha, Conference Chairman of the National Indian Gaming Association.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Lisa. Welcome, everyone. Again, my name is Victor Rocha. My co-host is Jason Giles, who just popped in at the last second. Jason, I don't know how you do that. That was actually kind of scary. I looked up and there he was. Welcome, everyone, to the new edition of The New Normal. I'd like to welcome our guests, Ed Gallo and Brian Sullivan from Clarion. Gentlemen, how are you doing? Let's cut right to the chase. You know, as I said, you know, we're going to be talking about the conference, the latest update. And really the big question is, gentlemen, what's going on in California? What's going on with the conference? What's going on with the mask mandates, vaccination, all that really interesting stuff. And just to be fair, just everyone, we were just having this conversation, so we're totally into this this aspect of it. Gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you, Victor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Victor. Go ahead. Do you have a specific question?
Yeah, you know, in California, they just announced that they're changing the mask rules. Before it was pretty stringent, but because of the COVID plateauing, hospitalizations are going down. You know, so they've announced the changes to COVID-19 restrictions. So anyhow, gentlemen, what they're saying now is the state indoor masking requirements will expire after February 15th, moving the state back to previous guidance that mandates face coverings only for unvaccinated people in all indoor public settings like shops, gyms, bars, movie theaters. Masks will still be required for everyone regardless of vaccination in higher risk settings like buses, subways, train stations, hospitals, homeless shelters, and other congregate living areas. So gentlemen, what does this mean for our show? Brian?
Well, thank you, Victor. Thank you for having us on. Right now, the show is full 100% go. There's questions as to whether we're going to postpone or cancel or not. It's not even a discussion at this point. We feel that the event is ready to rock and roll, and we are going to be there. And the show dates are April 19th to 22nd. So if there's anybody has any questions on that, and we do hear it from left and right or media every once in a while, are you on? Right now, it's on. Now, regarding the masks and vaccinations and everything that's required, this time and space right now, we are requiring full vaccination and things. Now, some rules are pending. Victor just mentioned that they said they're going to change them on February 15th. But it's such a moving target, you know, we don't know. So what we want to do is wait until the 15th, which is only a week away or less than a week away, to do anything. But right now, it is fully vaccinated is the way we're approaching the event. I know Jason has joined us. Jason, I don't know if you want to comment any further on that, but we do want to make sure that this is a safe event to the best possible, and make sure that the industry is aware and that safety is number one. But Jason, your thoughts?
Yeah, that what you said is accurate. Right now, we're moving ahead with you know, vaccine requirement for all attendees. And, you know, the reason for that is twofold. We've got a lot of tribes that still have travel bans. And the only way to get those folks even a little bit of a chance of coming to our show would be if, you know, they could demonstrate to the tribe that, you know, it's a vaccinated event. The chance for catching anything is a lot less. You know, so that's where we're at right now. You know, look, again, this 15th announcement, I don't know, I guess, Victor, what you're announcing is they're basically relaxing the mask mandate because it was put on for Omicron. And now the numbers are coming down from Omicron. And we're seeing a lot of states in the East Coast too now relax their mask mandates, you know, up and down the East Coast as well. So that's not surprising, but I don't know what it means in terms of large gatherings and particularly in a place right next to Disneyland, which is a vaccine mandate company, Disney. So, we'll see what they say on the 15th, but that relaxation of the mask mandate is something that's going on everywhere as these numbers are coming down from the Omicron wave. So everyone's just, again, we're going to ask for patience, but it may be that down the line we do a vaccine mandate, but if someone's desperate to come or whatever, we may have to do negative tests the day of for letting folks in. I'm not sure how that's going to play out yet. It's going to depend on California regulations. So that's where we're at right now.
Jason, I don't mean to interrupt you. I've gotten 2 texts from people asking me, will we make a medical, if they have a medical exemption, because not to get it, can they show a negative test to come?
That's a good question. I don't see now that the problem with all of that is now we're getting into the administration of what's a valid medical, who did you get it from? Did you get it from some chiropractor or a homeopath? How are we going to check the veracity of all of it?
My universal life doctor, which
Right.
who also will marry me also. But listen, this is an issue I'm dealing with someone who wants, they have a medical exemption, they want to come, masked, they'll wear masks, they just want to know if they can get into the building, So, one of the things that I will say is that this is Orange County too, which is a little more, it's basically the conservative area of California. And, they are less restrictive than other areas and stuff like that. And so, not less restrictive, but they will rush to the lower end of the requirements only because, whatever the state requires. So, I think the fact that we're in Orange County is going to work to our advantage. I think the big thing is that if you look at the hospitalization, the trends, the infection rates and stuff like that, they're all coming down in California. And so that's really big news. And what we were dealing with last year was this time last year when we were dealing, is we were having to deal with the Delta variant. We were in the same thing. We were trending down, but the Delta was just peeking its head over the horizon, and we barely missed that. And it looks like we're going to have that good fortune again, if something happens. But even more optimistically, maybe even this is the beginning of the end. You know what I mean? So I know that's a ridiculous thing to say, but who knows? You know what I mean? There's reason to be optimistic. I guess that's my point.
Yeah. And so we kind of want to stay out of administering all of that and having a separate test site and determining veracity of, your vaccination card, all of that kind of stuff, another unresolved issue is what does vaccinated mean? 2 shots, 3 shots, potentially 4 shots by April. Again, I think it's just going to, what if you just get the Johnson & Johnson 1 shot? I think on that, the way I've seen it, in DC now and in New York City, they have these vaccine requirements just to go into restaurants and everything. It's pretty loose, and I'm in a particular situation where my vaccine card only shows 1 shot because I went through a Pfizer study and got my first 2 shots fairly early in the process. It was part of a trial. So I have to sit there and try to explain to people, no, I actually have had 3 shots and this is the only one that ever got put on one of the CDC cards.
You're probably the first person to do it that day too.
Yeah, and it's confusing and it's annoying to me, and everyone just looks at me like they don't believe me for a second. And getting into basketball games, anything, it's just, they always call over the general manager and I sit there and explain it. And I think rather than make a federal case out of it, they usually just let me through. And I think that's the way most people are. They're just like, if you've got some kind of proof of vaccination, you can come in. And I don't know the answers to those questions yet. Some of it's going to be resolved with the convention center, how they want to do it. Just know that, companies, Marriott, Hilton, they're vaccine mandate companies. Disney's a vaccine mandate company. We're all right around them. So it'd be kind of odd if, if let's say the convention center really relaxes everything because they're affiliated with Orange County, but then you're staying at hotels and entertainment venue where, they're not going to relax their mask mandate or the vaccine requirement. So we'll have to play it by ear. We really just have to have some patience till February 15th. And we're just going to try to, get everybody the most people there that we can, and advertising a vaccine requirement is something that's going to, at least for our concerns for Indian country, is really important, because I can't think of a tribe that has been lax in this. They've all gone above and beyond and just really gone out of their way to protect their citizens on the reservation. And that's because, why? Because we're multi-generational families for the most part. People have old people living at home. People have a lot of young people living at home, or they're right next door, or they're right around the corner. So tribes are particularly sensitive to the way this virus has spread. Still the biggest threats are, small gatherings of people where nobody has a mask on, and it's just these small gatherings that are prone to outbreaks. So people don't want to catch it at our show and bring it back home and give it to everyone in their family. That's really what we're up against here. So some folks are going to have to really work with us on that and understand the reason for at least the trade show floor is going to be tight. I'll say that throughout the show.
One thing to mention too is, as you're registering for the event, we're going to be using the Clear system as part of it. Clarion has purchased an awful lot of across the states and around the world, the Clear system usage. So if you are vaccinated, you already know what you're going to do and how to go. The best thing to do is to go through the Clear system, and you'll have almost no trouble at all. You'll be going through, you're pre-approved, and go right through. So strongly suggest that if you haven't signed up for Clear, you haven't done it, that's going to be the quickest and best way just to get through if you're ready to go.
We have a message here from Chris saying that Georgicus, sorry, Chris, if I mispronounced your last name, but I would encourage you to consider a modification of the vaccination requirement policy for exhibitors and attendees, allowing a negative COVID test to result as a substitute. To Jason's concern about administration, lots of other large events seem to have no difficulty in allowing negative tests, and Disneyland just clarifies its policy last week that guests are not required to prove either vaccination or negative tests. I think this just goes to what I was saying, is like, as we get there closer, it's just going to be less and less. We're trending down. I think we're still talking very strict requirements because that's where we're in. But if we're look forward and look ahead for 2 months, I think it'll be even looser requirements, like Chris is saying. So now I am, and I have been registered with Clear. As soon as that thing was out there, I got registered. I think I'm with that one. I'm with another one. I don't know. I have to check my phone. But for me, it was like, whatever it takes to get me fast. I have fast pass on my car. I get, for the airlines and stuff like that. So for me, it's about convenience. And I think for everyone, that's very important. I'm glad to hear that we have Clear. And I think that's going to be very helpful. I think that'll help speed things and get everyone in. I don't know, Chris, about the vaccinations just yet, about the exemptions. We will have to talk about that. I think it's something important to talk about. I think if they're unvaccinated and they're negative, then I guess we're dealing with masks or something like that. But, to Jason's point, being an administrator, telling people who can and can't come, that's not exactly we're not looking forward to that. Right, Jason?
Right. Yeah, so I don't, and the other thing is our audience tends to skew older, and with a lot of folks with underlying conditions and things of that nature. So, let's see what happens on February 15th. It may be that we have to comply with whatever Orange County is doing, and And if we didn't even consider, whatever the new regulations are on the 15th, it might actually be, loosening a lot of the stuff that California has implemented. So, if that's a factor too. So.
Yeah. We have Loretta, I'm sorry. Loretta too. Hey, Loretta, how's it going?
Oh yeah, Loretta was asking about golf, which we just, not to switch topics, but we can go into the whole trade show agenda and what we're looking at. But just to kick it off with golf, because that is the first event of the show. It'll be there on Tuesday, April 19th is the golf, followed by the welcome reception Tuesday night. We do have 2 courses secured for golf, local courses there in Anaheim. We just got them secured very, very recently. And there will be a link up soon for the teams at each tournament. One's the chairman's tournament, one's a vice chairman's tournament. It's unfortunate that, I don't know when this happened years ago, but, it became like, oh, everyone wants to go to the chairman's tournament. We never meant to set anything up like that where one was less than the other, but that's kind of what it's developed into. So we're going to just go ahead and treat those the way they're set up, and you'll see different pricing for each. But you know what? Ernie will make an appearance at both of them, and everyone will get their just due at the welcome reception for how great you played golf. And it'll be a good time on the golf courses.
Did you just say participation trophies? Is that what you just said?
No. The people, I know it's a big deal for the people, for the foursomes that win. It's, they want we usually have pretty decent prizes. We're working on getting some good, closest to the pin and hole in one. I think we're going to have a hole in one this time, where, the money could be significant if anyone hits a hole in one. So we want everyone to have a good time at golf. We know it's a big event for us too, because it brings in a lot of sponsors. It's a good way to show goodwill towards everybody, and especially the companies that are going to pay a pretty good price to have an afternoon of golf here. And so it'll be up, and we'll have that up within days. And it's high demand. So if anyone gets left out, particularly tribal leaders, we try to accommodate them on down the line. But we're running the golf a lot tighter than we ever have. We didn't get a chance to implement our final action plan in the first trade show that was postponed because of COVID. But on that one, we were really looking forward to an excellent event that was going to be quick and fast, so people don't have to suffer all day outside. And that's what we're trying to do here. And so that part of that is limiting the amount of teams, unfortunately, just so we can get people on and off the golf course in a reasonable amount of time, and you're not bored waiting 20 minutes for the next hole. So
Jason, we literally just signed the agreements on it, so it will be up soon. I can tell you that the chairmans will be at Tustin Ranch Golf Club, and the vice chairman is going to be at Strawberry Farms on there. But we will be adding this. The ink isn't even dry yet on these documents and things, so we're getting it through, and the registration will be a little bit further behind it up on the website, but all of that information will be coming in and available to register soon.
Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead.
Any other questions? Yeah, keep people comment on it if you guys got questions out there. But Victor, we can start with your sessions are actually one of the broader selling points of the show, and that is also one of the best feedback we get is usually from the sessions that people attended where they learned something new or got some leads, or just were able to present themselves as a speaker. So your sessions are sort of key to the glue, if you will, that fills in each day. If you're not a golfer, if you're bored at our membership meeting, if you're if you're tired of the trade show floor, there's always some sessions to get over to. So your sessions are really key. And I think what everyone on this call, if you can remind your colleagues and everything, we're a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday show. We're trying to do that as much as possible in the future because it saves money from having to work on weekends. It's better for travel for everybody if they have Monday as a travel day. And and Fridays are, the last day of the show is always a light day anyway. So most people, if they want to get out of there on Thursday, that's fine. So, it's really we're trying to keep these midweek shows because it's better for everybody's schedule and it doesn't disrupt family life as much, et cetera, et cetera. So, just let your colleagues know that the prime days are, Wednesday, Thursday, out at Anaheim.
Yeah, you know what? And speaking to the content, it should be no surprise to anyone that we're going to be leaning heavily into sports betting, and obviously that's what everyone is talking about. That's what everyone's. A lot has happened since our last show. A lot has happened in the last 6 months. It's insane. The Super Bowl is happening this week. The amount of coverage. The report came out yesterday with the American Gaming Association talking about the amount of money going to be gambled on this weekend. Just astronomical. It's just insane. So what we're going to be doing is, like Jason said, it's going to be on a Tuesday to Friday. Golf tournament will be in the morning on Tuesday, and then Tuesday after the golf tournament, we will be having, right now, we're calling it a deep dive into sports betting, but we're basically breaking it down, talking about partnering, the business of sports betting, marketing, choosing a partner, whether you want to white label it, whether you want to partner, whether you want to build your own. We're bringing all the experts in and bringing all the best. So that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday. We're going to do it, be heavy on sports betting, and then going back into our conference. We're in the business of gaming, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about everything pandemic, living with the pandemic, some health and safety stuff, but really a lot of sports betting, a lot of online gambling, a lot of casino floor stuff, slot machines, analytics, AI, basically the business of gaming, learning how we can make more money with what we have. I think, it's a very exciting time to be in the industry. Is even though this whole pandemic has tossed us off, I mean, the gaming industry has never been in a better position. I know there are exemptions out there, but right now the industry is just red hot. So, we are very, very fortunate. Another thing we should talk about is ICE too. Our sister show in London, unfortunately, had to postpone their show from December, and they're going a week before us in April. But they're still having a hard time over there. The restrictions aren't being lifted. It's hard to ship things. People are still having a lot of concerns about crossing international borders. Meanwhile, in America, everyone's like going, how soon can I get over there? I don't want to be vaccinated. I don't wear a mask. Listen, we are creating the safest environment that we can, a place where we can do business again. Everything is trending in our favor. The winds of fortune are blowing our way again. You know what I mean? So
Victor, they're wide open in the UK.
Huh?
They're wide open in the UK.
Well, they are, but you know what? They're having trouble over it. You know what I mean? Some of the other countries are still having trouble with restrictions and stuff like that. So, I want to go to ICE. I wish I could go to ICE, but our show, it's a week before, so I just can't go. Or I would be there.
Open in the UK, they're not. You don't have to have
no more mask mandate. They're not asking for vax cards. A lot of European countries are now opening up to seeing what the new data and research that's coming out. So, those guys, unfortunately, they moved to a week before us. It's Holy Week. That's their challenge, and the good thing is no one's bailing from NIGA because we're hot. Indian gaming's on fire, and I've gotten all European companies from there still coming to our event, and they're not doing the ICE event, which is unfortunate for them. It was just they couldn't get good dates. It was the worst date they can get, and they're actually feeling it. So we're looking in great shape. So I don't want to jump ahead to talk about us, but we are in really good shape.
That's it, Ed. Totally. I was on with our team yesterday, and while some registrations, a lot of registrations are coming in to attend, the show's going to be a little bit different this time. You know, they might not have the same size and things. They're still going to have a great event over there in London, but I believe it's going to be more European centric this time than before. And then in 2023, everything is going to be back in early February right now is the plan, but they're doing well. There's definitely some challenges, but maybe that's a segue. I don't want to take your thunder away, Victor, but maybe Ed, that's a segue into what's going on the show floor, because everything is going great. Everything is holding, and we're almost where we were from 2019, correct?
Actually, Ed, that was right in my next one, the trade show floor. You know, it was, let's talk about it, man. What does it look like? First of all, when we went and walked the venue, it's a great space. You know, I really like the way it was set up there. I think there's going to be less walking, those escalators. So it'll be more tiered instead of spread out and long. You know what I mean? So it's on multiple levels. And I think that's going to be very beneficial for those of us who don't want to walk, or those of us who are about to have knee surgery. You know, I think it's going to be a real advantage. So I'm excited. I like the fact that the hotels are right there. Disneyland is right across the street. Knott's Berry Farm. Everything is it's a great entertainment space. You know. So Ed, what are we looking at on the floor, brother?
Yeah, we're cruising along. Like Brian said, what's great is we got about 350 exhibitors at the last event, which was a little down from our pre-COVID days, but we're around 225, 230 right now, and we're more square feet than we were this time in 2019. So people are taking bigger sizes. Booths, we're getting more, like I said, newer companies from international companies that are coming over. There's because I believe they go hand in hand. Your sports betting, track is so powerful that those folks are now getting booths besides just getting sponsorships. So we're growing esports now. We're looking at some of those companies coming in.
We have esports. We're going to be talking about esports gambling, not esports. What your little brother does. We're talking about the business of esports and you listen. A lot has happened since 6 months ago. Like I said, I mean, the industry's changing. It's just incredible how fast it's changing.
Yeah, 100%. So people are fired up to come, and I'm fielding calls every day. Sponsorship proposals have been going out a ton too. So even on the tribal side, I've been working with your group, Victor. We're finalizing too. So San Manuel just signed a nice sponsorship with us. They'll be here sending their full staff. So we're excited.
Yeah.
Great time for Indian gaming.
Wait, look at guys, we lucked out again. We had our fingers crossed in December thinking, okay, if we get lucky, this thing will be trending our way, just kind of what happened to us last year. And except, we had the Delta variant peeking its head over the horizon, and that was kind of scary. But I think we're going to be fortunate, and I don't want to jinx everything, but I hope this could be the beginning of the new normal and getting back to. I want to be optimistic because I'm tired of being pessimistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but the fact that the floor, and by the way, on the trade show floor, we will be doing the chairman's lounge again. I'm getting more events. It was so successful last time. Is that we're creating this content on the floor that is entertaining, and you know what? We originally created as a way to create something, some type of excitement on the floor, and little did we know that it would be blowing up into what it is. So we will have more gaming centric, more entertainment. I'm talking about bringing more celebrities. Hopefully we'll have the guys from KISS back. I don't know if we'll get Mark Wahlberg back, but it was so fun to listen to Ernie calling Mark Wahlberg right to his face.
They are coming back. They're
they're
coming back.
I was just gonna reach out to them too, because we are doing some sessions on franchising. There'll be, so look at the whole thing is on the business of gaming and how to make money, and that's what we do. That's our jobs, and I think this place will be packed. Everybody will have their mind in business. So look at, we get Mark Wahlberg back. We get the Gene and Paul. You know what I did? I actually put a call out to see if Danny Trejo would come out, because I know he has his business. I went to a place, he has Trejo's Tacos. I was like, let's bring Machete in. You know what I mean? If anybody knows anything about the coronavirus, if anybody wants to be tough, we'll have Machete at the front door. They want to give us a hard time, we're set for you guys. Okay, George Lopez will be at the other door. So you know, I don't know. You know, it's. I feel really good about this. I think we're really fortunate, and we have a lot of reason to be optimistic. So, you know, I will not throw cold water on that. Brian, what do you see, man?
Things are going very well in the planning stages. Right now, we're getting everything set up. You know, we hope that we're like, you know, the elves in the middle of the night, and when you show up, that everything is kind of perfect. But there's a lot that goes into moving in. Things it takes, you know, 3 to 4 days just to set everything up and everything. So it doesn't just happen overnight. The pre-planning, even, you know, what time do you open the freight door to what time do you close the freight door, air conditioning, all those types of things. So things are moving along in a very good way. So we're very happy with it. This is the first time we've been in Anaheim. So there's a lot of new and different things that we're finding, and hopefully, you know, everyone that's watching finds out that it's great. There's a lot of entertainment around Knott's Berry Farms. Mickey Mouse is across the street there. So, and the hotels are closed. So we're looking at an avenue that we think is going to, you know, generate a lot of people. And speaking of dates, everyone kind of wants to know where we're going and why we're there. We're in Anaheim for this year, for 22. We're going to go back to San Diego for 23. Then we have to come back to Anaheim again in 24, and then back to San Diego. Now, beyond that, you know, we really are looking at dates much further out, because the further out you look, the better dates you get. But a lot of them are getting eaten up pretty quickly, because COVID, you know, canceled so many events. People are just buying them up like a lot of things, like chips for your car. The same kind of thing is happening. So we're going to be looking at 26, 27, 28 coming up soon, but we're not going to push anything just yet until we get through Anaheim to see actually how Anaheim does for us. Anaheim, if it's the best thing, we may be back there. We always love San Diego. We like to touch base in Vegas occasionally. So those kinds of areas are what we're looking at. But again, it's 22 Anaheim, 23 San Diego, 24 back to Anaheim, and 25 back to San Diego. Beyond that, we'll contract and keep folks updated.
I would love to go back to Vegas. You guys know how much I love Vegas. I think it's a great space to do business. You know, if we can't get our space, you know how much I like it there. I don't know if I want to go back to Caesar's Forum. You know, I think that walk was just so brutal. I had over 70 miles on my pedometer from that, so that was pretty brutal. And the food. Now, Las Vegas Convention Center is going to be open. I know they always try to get us, but I hate the convention center. I've told you guys that. You know I hate it. I've been going there for 25 years. You know, we always seem to get the short end of the stick with those guys. Everybody else gets the nice rooms. We always get upstairs, downstairs, around stuff. And, you know, so I'm not a fan of the convention center.
Victor, Las Vegas itself is never anything that we actively try to set up a trade show there. Both times we've been in Vegas were merely due to circumstance. And it turns out both times in Vegas were our highest attendance ever. So we hear you, but we'd rather, you know, at least while Ernie and this current board is in charge of NIGA, you know, they want to be closer to Indian country. And
I get it.
So folks can drive, you know, at least, and it's unfortunate too, because honestly, Brian will tell you, and Ed, there are scant few trade show areas now that can actually handle our size, and you know, that are even anywhere remotely close to Indian country. Anaheim isn't exactly, I wouldn't consider that, you know, very close to Indian country, not nearly as close to San Diego, but you know, all the big cities, you know, Chicago and all those areas, you know, that's a whole nother ball game. If we were ever to get fortunate to get up to 15,000 people, 20,000 people, you know, we're into another stratosphere. But right now, Vegas is, you know, they're never on our list of possible venues. It's pretty much Southern California now, since, you we had to pull out of Phoenix years ago, and the list is small. Seattle's on that list, but the weather's always iffy early spring there. It's either
Slot machines, that's the big issue with slot machines with
and the
Washington.
slot machine issue in Seattle, like they don't let you just transport them around the state. So
How dare they?
we're kind of Las Vegas, I guess there's still a lot of tribes, some tribes have lingering issues with the commercial gaming industry. So we give them enough, and we've brought them along with Indian gaming kicking and screaming, even though they initially opposed us. Now they see how much money they can make on the reservation, and
Right.
different relationship. But yeah, Vegas is never really on any of our short lists.
Well,
And,
go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Booking a facility is not just like you're calling up and booking, a birthday party. There's so much is evaluated as you're going in. The city, how many people do you have to attend? What's this? What's that? So it's not just calling up Mandalay Bay or the convention center or San Diego, and you almost kind of have to almost earn in, and they do evaluate you as you go in through the city and the mayor's office and things. They want to know what's coming in and why it makes sense for the city and things. So the Indian Gaming Association show has a great reputation, is doing well. So we get there, but still we have to book out. We're out 4, 5, 6 years on it, and people say, well, why did you do it this way? Why? Well, it wasn't available 4 years ago. It wasn't available. So it's kind of a challenging thing to get dates. The right location. What are you spending and things? They want to know everything, because it's a total impact to the city is what they look at before they say, okay, you can go.
And by the way, San Diego is a place that everybody loves. We all love going there. We love the space. I know for me, I love the San Diego Convention Center. I love the space. I love the way the sun comes through the glass, and you get to see the ocean and stuff. So it's a pretty special space, and it does really well by us and stuff like that. But so, as long as we can keep going back to San Diego, I think we'll be good. I think everybody likes it. It's not that far from Vegas. They can toss their stuff on the truck and send it over. So I think that's an advantage for everyone. Hey, Jason, so what do we do? What are we doing? What is the National Gaming Association doing? We're going to have our, obviously we'll have all the education stuff on Tuesday. And then, for people in the industry or Southern Europeans and stuff like that don't know, we have the membership meetings there, because this isn't just a trade show group. This isn't just a place to exhibit wares. There's a lot of business being done here, a lot of politics, a lot of really important stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one, I don't want to get too far ahead of this, and we're certainly still dealing with it as an organization, but I think word is out there that, we're going to be changing our name, and at this particular trade show, you won't see so much of the acronym NIGA. We're going with Indian Gaming Association, or just spelling out National Indian Gaming Association. So that's a big agenda on the board meeting agenda, and then on over into our membership agenda. And, it's a difficult thing trying to change a organization's name, especially one that, we've had it since 1984, and all the accompanying trademarks and copyrights, all of that stuff is difficult. So that's a big one. And if you're a tribal leader or a tribal member of National Indian Gaming Association, you want to be clued into that administrative aspect of where the organization's heading in the next decade or so, as long as we're still around. The other one is, we're working feverishly trying to get this associate member program. I know I've been promising it to you guys. It's turned into this big, we're really, the more we dug and figured out what we want to offer associate members, what you will get out of being an associate member at NIGA, it's not so easy just to run it anymore the way we used to run the trade show with just, 1 or 2 people in the office and have at it. We're finding a need for more specialty type folks getting involved in terms of people that can offer corporate benefits and corporate discounts and all of that kind of stuff for associate members, but we are working hard on that. And same with just signing up and becoming an associate member. We want to make it easier for anyone to join that wants to join and wants to pay the fee. We're working on a website that's going to make all that super easy, and same with your contact information, and then eventually sharing information. I know associate members that they want information so that they can get access to sell their wares. And we understand that, and we're going to work to make that a little easier for everybody. And it's just taking a little longer, and we are short staffed still. We're coming out of this damn Omicron thing where half our office caught COVID, but we're trying to staff up. We just need a little more patience here, and I think everyone will be really happy on down the line. I mean, those are some of the bigger things politically. It's really interesting time politically. We had a bunch of political issues teed up because we were assuming that they would be done with the current fiscal year budget fight, which they're not. And now it doesn't look like they'll be done with it until March. But, then the Supreme Court justice, he's stepping down. So they're going to want to get a new Supreme Court justice confirmed before the November elections. It really messes up any timeline we had for getting Indian legislation passed, because when you look at the calendar, if they can't even get the budget resolved until March, then you get spring break in April where Congress is off most of April, also the Jewish holidays. And then you get into the summer, and that's going to be the Supreme Court thing. There shouldn't be much of a battle, except that there is, because the senator from New Mexico had a stroke and they don't have the 50 votes anymore. So what does that mean? They're going to have a big Supreme Court thing, and they'll push a nominee through and get it done. But they need to know when that senator can show up and vote. When if we got to wheel him in or whatever you got to do, he needs to get there and vote. So it's an unfortunate thing. He's a young guy too, 49 years old, and by the way, he's a great fan of longtime supporter of Indian country. He was a congressman first, Congressman Ben Ray Lujan. Now he's a senator. First term, he's only been in office less than 2 years. So, politically, we had all these agendas and sessions. I really think it goes back to what you said, Victor. We're going to be focusing more on what we can control, sports betting, some of the NIGC regulatory issues, because the political side is really just going to, I don't want to be pessimistic, but it's over. I mean, they don't have the time on the clock. They don't want to be doing anything heavy in the fall before the November elections. They're just going to be out campaigning. So, we had all these things related to infrastructure. Even though they got the infrastructure bill, there was other things in the Build Back Better plan that really would have benefited Indian country. It's going to be really hard to get all that through. And I don't know how much time we need to spend on it anymore. But we were really teeing all that up for our April show. But, there'll be plenty of other stuff. We haven't met with people really. We met with you last July, but a lot of people that couldn't make it. It was an interesting crowd at our July trade show. Well, it was heavily commercial side, which was good to see. But, there's a lot of tribal issues we've got to unpack still with a lot of our leaders, and hopefully they'll show up to this one.
Well, you know what? I like I said, I think we're getting lucky again. The winds of fortune are blowing our way. We got lucky last time, and really, really, really lucky. And I think we're in there again too. I think, we're taking care of the fundamentals. We're taking care of the business of gaming. One of the sessions that we will be talking about is about IGRA and whether how that's faring in this new business climate, and whether that needs to be changed. And we're bringing some really smart people to start talking about that. And the trade show, my side of it will be definitely current and talking about things that we need to talk about. So I think the show, again, our philosophy last time is, if we take care of business, the industry will follow. And I think we got really lucky. I think following that guideline again has been really good to us. And I think we'll be sticking with it. You know what I mean? Just taking care of business, and you won't see too many esoteric things out there. We're definitely talking about the business of gaming, and I think the sports betting thing is just has taken no one by surprise and everyone by surprise. I don't think anybody expected it to be as this big. And now, especially with the Super Bowl next week, and with this press release yesterday with the American Gaming Association talking about the amount of gaming is a real, and I've noticed there's been a real big push talking about how sports betting is going to save the world now, and blind people are seeing, crippled children are walking. It's amazing what sports betting is doing for this country. I tell you what's really kind of funny is there was an article out this last couple of days by Sports Handle, and the whole thing was about how Ohio and California are really missing the boat by not having sports betting and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of these outside external forces trying to prime the pump and saying, if you're not doing sports betting, if you're not doing mobile, then you're missing it and stuff like that. And that's all part of the propaganda from the industry. But I think, we need to focus on the business of sports betting, and, especially here in California, what's going on. Minnesota is now talking about sports betting and what that's going to bring in. And so a lot of things, again, 6 months ago, it's even more crazier than it was before, so we will definitely be talking about it. Well, do we have any more questions out there? Go ahead, Jason.
Well, Chairman's on the line. I don't know if they
I'll
can
bring him in.
allow him to say a few.
Yeah, I'd love to have him.
Whoever the administrator is, he's signed in as an attendee. I don't know how that.
Lisa, can you find him?
Lisa, can we get him?
I don't know.
Yes, I'll try.
Yeah,
He's on there.
Send a link to
Hand.
Ricky. Yeah. Is he in it? Oh, wow.
If you can just patch him through, he can say a few words. And he's here in DC. We're working. We met with NIGC this morning. He just got off a call with a couple of Congress people, Sharice Davids and Grijalva from Arizona. So, things are, we're seeing it. Things are starting to come back a little bit. People are starting to willing to do more in-person meetings. So, I really just think that our April show is going to, it's just really set up nicely. Let's hope there's not any, Russia doesn't invade Ukraine and everyone freaks out.
Oh, wow. I forgot about
We're not even thinking about,
Ukrainian sports betting. Hold on. I'm putting that in there right now. Yeah.
What's the over under for,
Don't even say that, man.
But yeah, here he is. So
Here he is.
Welcome.
Hey, guys. Hey, I'm here with our legislative director, Chelsea Blake, and we're getting our work done here. We had a couple of nice meetings this morning. We got another one this afternoon, but last week I was traveling through northern Minnesota and northern Wisconsin in Ojibwe country, and I started the best temperature I got was 2 degrees above. That was near my home. And the lowest was Leech Lake, Minnesota. That morning when I got up there to meet with our tribal officials up there, it was 31 degrees before the wind chill back here. So 31 degrees below zero last week. And today it's here in Washington, D.C., it's 50 degrees out. So, it's I'm more comfortable when it's a little warmer, but I love Indian country. So it's good to be here in Washington, and we're getting some work done, and we're excited about the trade show, and we want to just, keep plugging away here. I got my mask right here, and I'm waiting for the doctor to give me my next booster shot. I've got the guy tried to make the Lyft driver pick me up, tried to make me get in the back seat because of COVID. I said, I got like 3 shots, and I said, and it's too little back there. I sat in the front anyway. I didn't care what he said. So, but we're doing everything we can to try to promote a good, healthy world. And we're on the call with today with Representative Sharice Davis and Chairman Grijalva. And we talked about how Indian countries doing their part to rebuild our world around us and fighting through COVID and different things that are happening, and how that what we do impacts not just us, but the world around us. And so I think that, I'm going to continue to stick to the guns and keep my mask and be careful. But, I'm hoping that once we get to Anaheim, we're still going to do that, but we're going to get to see our friends and family again. And we're going to get to kind of work through this energy and have a great show in Anaheim. So I appreciate everything you guys are doing, everything you're talking about. Let you guys know, excuse me, that we're here in DC working hard. Everybody's working hard, and I know you guys are too. And I'm kind of in both worlds. 31 degrees below zero last week, and 50 degrees here. I'm good with all that, and I'm not afraid of any of it. And we had our friend, our board member, William Canella down visiting us from Seneca Nation, and so many things happening in the Indian country, and right here on the front line in Washington D.C. Again, we're careful. It's kind of a quiet town, but the people are still here, willing to work, and we're willing to do that. So, last thing I'll say is thank you guys for everything you're doing. Let's make sure we hold that careful, conservative line as we get into the springtime. But at the same time, I'm excited about everything that's happening. Look forward to joining everybody in Anaheim and bringing Indian country together very carefully and very, our mask and everything like that. We'll be careful. But at the same time, we're going to have a good show in Anaheim. We're really looking forward to that.
Well, Kevin, that's what we were talking. It's with the way the restrictions are trending down in California with the hospitalization rates and stuff like that. So, it looks like we're going to be falling into we're catching a big break going into this thing. You got real lucky. Unlike you getting into a car. Listen, I've been with you when you've ordered a car and a Peugeot pulls up and you're just like going, I can't get in this car. You know what I mean? I've seen that before.
Just throw me on the roof.
It looks like vacation. Yeah, it's like vacation. He's on the Rocha.
Yeah. Thank you guys for everything you're doing. We really appreciate it, Victor, and everybody else on the call. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Well, sir, everything is going along. We're very optimistic. Everything is moving along. We have a lot of reasons to be excited. We're going to have a good show. I think we're going to have a good attendance. We're definitely having great content, and we're never at a loss for important things to talk about. So,
yes,
it'll be a good show. It'll be a good show.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
All right,
Great seeing you, Chairman.
Great seeing you. All righty, gentlemen. Let's. I think we kind of said. I think if there's any questions out there, now would be the time to send them. And I think there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic. As Ed's saying, the floor people are showing a lot of interest. The content's going to be strong. The business of gaming for the tribes, all the National Gaming Association stuff will be well attended. So I think it's funny. Last year our philosophy was if we going into this thing, we had a headwind. We were one of the first people to really get out to do a trade show. Nobody knew if it would be successful, and we got really, really, really lucky. And I think we're in that same place again. I'm excited about it. Anything else you'd like to add, Brian?
No, it's we're really good. Last time when we were going into San Diego, we only had 4 or 5 months to put it together, and because it was really rushed because we had made the decision to move and things. But right now, we're gearing up. Everything is really looking good. We're excited about Anaheim going into the new arena. The exhibitors are coming in. Folks are registering. It's up. Golf registration will be up soon. So things are really looking good.
Yeah, same here. And Jason?
No,
we wrap it up, brother.
Yeah, just like 6 more days, we'll get clarity from California, and then we'll move and we'll have a attendee registration open, and we'll start getting everyone signed up, and we'll have a little more clarity for vendors and everybody on what they need to show up with in order to get around as freely as possible. So that's where we're at right now. Just a couple more days of patience, but otherwise it's full speed ahead, and we can't wait to get out there. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and according to a lot of the California papers, it's really a very optimistic mood, and people are really trending that way and looking forward to getting out underneath these restrictions and stuff like that. So I think the fact that it's so optimistic, I think that's very important too, going into this thing. So, all right, everyone, listen, we'd like to thank you very much. I'm having knee surgery on Friday. just a little minor thing that should be fine. So we're going to try to be back next Wednesday. If not, we'll see you the next week after that. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Thanks. Bye.
Great.
Thanks, Victor.
Thanks, Victor. Thanks,
guys.
Jason. See you, Ed. Bye all.